Sweden has convened only the third Security Council meeting on the subject of climate change, with calls from several quarters for the issue to remain as a firm agenda item of the Council. The body is responsible for the maintenance of international peace and security, with the United Nations and others arguing that shifts in climate patterns, often as a result of man-made actions, will become the most potent driver of existing conflicts and future wars in the world.
After a recent visit to one of the regions most affected by both climate change and conflict, a message to this council that climate change is inextricably linked to some of the most pressing security challenges of our time.
The basin is experiencing a crisis brought on by a combination of political, socio-economic, humanitarian and environmental factors. The drastic shrinking of Lake Chad by more than 90% since the 1960s has led to environmental degradation, social economic marginalization and insecurity affecting 40 million people. Exacerbated competition over scant resources and the vicious cycle of risk and vulnerability have decreased the resilience of populations to cope with the humanitarian crisis.
A region where declining economic activity and agricultural loss is leading to a lack of employment opportunities and increased recruitment as a result for groups such as Boko Haram.
To address the conflicts of today and prevent the conflicts of tomorrow, we must understand and respond to the threat that climate change presents to our security. We saw it with Boko Haram in the Lake Chad region. You will see conflicts when the lake recedes, people start to move. We will have conflicts between farmers and herders. Boko Haram will use the unrest that is created to recruit people. And this was very, very clear to us.
They urged the Council to consider 4 points. First, to better understand climate-related security risks, to improve the tools of analysis and reporting from the field, to create an institutionalized home on the subject, to better coordinate the various agencies dealing with the matter throughout the UN system, and to learn from countries like small island states or those facing conflicts that are at the front line of the effects of climate change. This woman and activist is from the nomadic Umbororo community in Chad, who explained the challenges faced by her community.
They do not sit in the offices all day and wait at the end of the month to get salary to feed them families. More than 80% of our communities in Sahel, in particular in my regions, depend from the environment, depend from agriculture, from fish, from livestock. That's the daily life they have to go and fight, feed them families. The practical example is, because we are nomadic, we have to follow the patterns of water and pasture. With the last decade, we are experiencing the climate impact on all our resources. The natural resource shrinking. Of course, you already hear about the Lake Chad, but there are many other places that water disappear forever.
Эти слова используются в самом общем виде.
Russia called the convening of the meeting misguided, arguing that it could not accept the link between environmental conservation and threats to peace and security around the world. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.